Fallen angels are a central figure in many religious traditions, especially in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. They are angels who, due to rebellion or disobedience to God, were cast out of heaven and condemned to live on earth or in states of eternal punishment. The story of fallen angels is closely tied to the origin of evil in the world and is one of the most discussed topics in apocalyptic and theological literature. Before we begin, please subscribe to the channel and give the video a thumbs up. This helps us spread the biblical message to more people. And don't forget to leave your comment so we can discuss any questions you may have. The concept of fallen angels derives from biblical passages and apocryphal texts that describe angels who rebelled against divine authority. The most well-known story about fallen angels involves Lucifer, who, according to Christian tradition, was a high-ranking angel in heaven, but was expelled after attempting to usurp God's power. Lucifer, whose name means light-bearer or morning star, is often identified as an archangel of great beauty and power. However, his ambition and pride led him to rebel against God. Lucifer is a complex and multifaceted figure appearing in various religious and mythological traditions, especially in Christianity. Although his name does not explicitly appear as Satan in the Bible, Lucifer became widely identified as the fallen angel who rebelled against God and was expelled from heaven, becoming the adversary of God and humanity. Lucifer's story evolved over the centuries and profoundly influenced religious, literary, and cultural traditions. This theme is inspired by biblical passages such as Isaiah chapter 14 verses 12-15 and Ezekiel chapter 28 verses 12-17, where the fall of a king or seraph is described in a way that many interpret as a reference to Lucifer. In Isaiah chapter 14 verses 12-15, we read, "The fall of Lucifer is described in symbolic terms as the fall of an arrogant and powerful king, often identified as the king of Babylon. However, this passage has been interpreted in Christian tradition as an allegory for the fall of Satan, an angel who rebelled against God due to his pride. After his rebellion, Lucifer was defeated and cast out of heaven, becoming Satan, the adversary of God and the supreme symbol of evil. The expulsion of fallen angels is a central event in Christian and Jewish theology that symbolizes rebellion against God and the consequent fall of celestial beings from a state of grace. The narrative is not clearly detailed in a single biblical text, but is built from various passages in the scriptures, mainly from the Old and New Testaments, as well as apocryphal texts and later traditions. These texts describe the rebellion of some angels led by figures like Lucifer, Semjaza, and others, who disobeyed God and were therefore punished. The expulsion of fallen angels is generally associated with the story of Lucifer, an angel who, due to his pride, sought to exalt himself above God. This narrative is developed from symbolic passages like Isaiah chapter 14, verses 12-15, and Ezekiel chapter 28, verses 12-17, which were later interpreted as references to the fall of Lucifer and his followers. This narrative forms the basis of the Christian belief in the battle between good and evil, with Satan and his fallen angel followers, demons, attempting to corrupt humanity and turn it away from God. One of the most detailed descriptions of fallen angels outside the Bible is found in the book of Enoch, an apocryphal text that is part of the Ethiopian canon. In this work, there is a story known as the Fall of the Watchers. The Watchers were angels assigned to watch over earth and humanity. According to the book of Enoch, a group of 200 of these angels, led by Semjaza and Azazel, descended to earth and fell in love with the daughters of men. They took these women as wives and fathered a race of giants known as the Nephilim. These angels also taught humans various forbidden arts, such as the creation of weapons, sorcery, the use of cosmetics, and other knowledge that corrupted humanity. The book of Enoch describes how these fallen angels, by violating divine laws, brought great evil into the world, which led God to decide to purify the earth through the flood. The fall of the angels marks the beginning of their role as adversaries of God and humanity. Lucifer becomes Satan, the principal opponent of God, and his followers become the demons that dwell in hell and continue to tempt and deceive humans. According to Christian tradition, these fallen angels await the day of judgment, when they will be definitively condemned to the lake of fire, as described in Matthew 25:41 and Revelation 20:10. Matthew 25:41, "Then he will say to those on his left, 'Depart from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels.'" Revelation 20:10, "And the devil who had deceived them was thrown into the lake of fire and sulfur, where the beast and the false prophet were, and they will be tormented day and night forever and ever." The fate of the watchers was eternal condemnation. God commanded the archangel Raphael to imprison Azazel in the desert, burying him in a deep abyss until the day of judgment. Other fallen angels were chained in subterranean prisons where they await their judgment. Fallen angels, in various traditions, take on the role of tempters and adversaries. They oppose God's plans and seek to corrupt his divine creation, especially humanity. Christian belief sees Satan and his fallen angels as beings who work tirelessly to turn humanity away from God, encouraging sin and rebellion against divine will. In addition to Lucifer, Satan, other fallen angels are also mentioned in religious and mystical traditions. Azazel. In the book of Enoch, Azazel is one of the primary leaders of the fallen angels and is accused of teaching humans the art of war and other forbidden knowledge. He is associated with sin and moral corruption. Azazel is a leader of the Watchers, the angels who descended to earth and rebelled against God. These Watchers, fascinated by the daughters of men, took human wives and fathered a race of giants called Nephilim. Azazel plays a central role in this rebellion, being responsible for teaching humans a series of forbidden arts that corrupted humanity. Semjaza, another leader of the fallen angels, Semjaza is the chief of the Watchers who rebelled against God and descended to earth to marry human women. He is depicted as the instigator of the Watchers' rebellion. Semjaza is the leader of the 200 Watchers who were sent to earth to observe humanity. These angels were supposed to watch over and protect humans, but became corrupted by their passions. Under Semjaza's leadership, they took human wives, resulting in the birth of the Nephilim, a race of giants described as violent and wicked. Belial. In Jewish and Christian tradition, Belial is often associated with evil and rebellion. Although not specifically mentioned as a fallen angel in the Bible, he is frequently identified as a demon or a malevolent force. Interestingly, the name Belial likely derives from the Hebrew words beli, meaning without, and ya'al, meaning value or usefulness. Thus, Belial can be translated as worthless, useless, or wicked. In the Bible, the term is used to describe wicked, corrupt, and rebellious people, rather than as a proper name for a demonic entity. According to Christian tradition, the fallen angels await the final judgment, when they will be judged and condemned to eternal punishment. This belief is based on passages such as Matthew 25:41, which speaks of the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels. The New Testament also references the imprisonment of fallen angels in passages like 2 Peter 2:4 and Jude 1:6, where it is said that they are bound in chains of darkness until the day of judgment. The image of fallen angels has also inspired vast literature and art over the centuries. One of the most famous examples is John Milton's epic poem Paradise Lost, 1667, which narrates Lucifer's rebellion and fall from heaven. Milton portrays Lucifer's fall as an epic struggle between pride and humility, in which Satan becomes the archetype of the condemned rebel. In art, fallen angels are often depicted as figures of great beauty and sadness, symbolizing the loss of divine grace. They are also shown as beings who continue to fight against heaven and spread evil on earth. In Islam, fallen angels are mentioned in the Quran, with figures like Iblis, Satan, who refuses to bow before Adam and is expelled from paradise for his disobedience. However, unlike Christianity, Islam teaches that angels do not have free will, and Iblis is actually a jinn, a being of fire, not an angel. In Gnostic and mystical traditions, fallen angels are often associated with rebellious creative forces against a higher god, playing ambiguous roles as agents of knowledge or destruction. Fallen angels represent one of the deepest mysteries of theology and religious mythology. They embody the struggle between good and evil, pride and humility, obedience and rebellion. Through the stories of Lucifer, the Watchers, and other fallen angels, humanity is presented with a narrative of warning about the consequences of disobedience to God and the ongoing battle against the forces of evil. These stories continue to fascinate and influence culture, offering lessons on morality, redemption, and the final destiny of souls. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to be notified whenever new content is released. Don't forget to leave a like on the video. It helps greatly in spreading the word of God to more people. Peace be with you, and may God bless you.